I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible, but bear with me. So, you may have heard the term karma before. So, karma essentially just means memory in the body. Memories can be both positive and pleasant, or negative and tragic, or negative and rooted in anger. But whatever the emotion is that is imprinted is essentially happening in your mind. So I've made videos before about how the body is like a Tesla coil. Okay. So your heart projects a field as it spins. And as that field goes out and collapses in, it collapses into a little hypercube. So a hypercube is essentially a mirror of the universe, but of course, since it's not quite aligned in the same way, it creates a sort of distortion confusion. Okay? So every time your heart beats, you're experiencing an emotional state, which is an impression, we'll call it, on your energy system, the little whirlpool that you are inside your body. When we move through life, we naturally project our memories onto the current moment of time that we're experiencing to try and decipher patterns, where it might be going in a positive or a negative direction. It's how we establish a hierarchy of moral principles that guide us through our life. Everybody does it, it's totally natural. When people experience trauma or tragedy, what tends to happen is they project things from these very strong emotional points onto reality, and it's distorted. They predict things that would not have otherwise happened if they had not put it out there, projected it onto somebody, and then that person behaves in the way that they're being accused. Because if somebody is repeatedly accused of doing something wrong and they're not doing something wrong, they feel they might as well just do something wrong because they're going to get yelled at either way. So we invite more negative karma. So it's like a thing that grows as it's fed. And the really interesting thing about being a human, what separates us from other animals, is the fact that our karma is not just based on reality. Because again, reality, the mind is front, back, left, right, up, down. It's like flat. It doesn't have the full context of reality, just a perspective of it. And as clear as the mind can be, we can also get lost in our emotions, which then get projected out to other people and into their imagination. So if you imagine the term toxicity of a person, it actually has to do with their karma. So when someone has a high degree of negative karma, they tend to be highly projecting that into their environment. And even if you're in the environment and exist in a state of low negative karma because you haven't done anything that you're ashamed or regretful of, so you don't have a lot of negative karma, your imagination begins filling with circumstances, situations, conversations that again grow negative karma. You become toxic. So as we move through life, we're constantly building up karma, and the only thing that you can do is move through it. You can't escape it. Some things that you can do to escape it, believe it or not, super simple: gratitude lists. If you write a list every morning of things that you're grateful for, and you get in the habit emotionally of experiencing, expressing, receiving, and seeing things in your environment that resonate with gratitude, you'll find your life will actually improve. I mean, that's old as old gets as far as advice is. Moving. We live and breathe in the West in a very stationary environment. We don't do a lot of activity. You get conflicting emotions going on in your brain is essentially competing neurochemistry. So when you are experiencing a lot of grief, sadness, pain, anything where you're not sure what to do or think or say, get moving. It doesn't have to be running. You could do swimming, you could do yoga, Pilates, whatever it is. Your muscles actually produce serotonin as they are being used. So, helpful neurochemistry is literally being created by your muscles as well as flushing out all of the conflicting neurochemistry within the blood brain barrier by a surging river of blood. So it is very, very helpful to move. And one of the things that you can do is simply meditate. Meditate is the practice of intentional, deep rest. That is difficult for a lot of people, for even when they sleep, they are restless. So achieving that kind of a state is obviously not something that most people can do for any length of time, especially when they initially begin with their meditation practice. But as you continue, it's like sharpening the axe. You just allow your body to rest, and the natural rhythm of your body is healing. The natural state of your mind becomes peace. So we live in a world with a lot of karma, and we have a unique capacity as human beings to manufacture karma within our own imagination, even if it's not actually occurring. And these two things in conjunction make moving, gratitude, and meditation more essential now than at any point in human history. I hope this was a helpful message, and you have yourself a great day.